Fellow advocates, welcome to this episode of the Growth Times Infinity podcast. We have a good buddy, good friend of mine, a guy who's been very supportive of the podcast over time. Also, man, we are reconnecting. We had mentioned during a conversation, we haven't really just connected like this in 30 some years. Just to give you a little background on Mr. Arthur Manalac, man, he's a good dude. And first and foremost, what I want to say is what I'm doing is for the month of June, I'm bringing in some dope dudes that I know who do well online, who is active online. Along with that, who are just overall good dudes and good fathers. Since we are celebrating Father's Day in the month of June, and you know Father's Day is only one day, but I just came up with this concept, this idea where I just wanted to celebrate manhood and fatherhood for the entire month. So one of the dopest dudes that I know, Arthur Manalac, I wanted to bring him on, man, basically just to acknowledge him and celebrate him. That's what we're gonna do for this month of June, man. That's what it's all about. Arthur and I, we were just talking, man, and as I mentioned, we've known each other for 30 some years, going back to high school, going back to Nimitz High School. Arthur class of 97, I'm class of 96. So we also have a work history at Celebration Station.
Yeah. Closed
down, man. Yeah, those were the good old days. Me, you, Nick, and Doug.
That was a fun job.
Yes, indeed. It was one of those you had to be there for the moment. You had to be there moments type thing at that time, man. It's like it was really fun. You know, it's just one of those things I wish we can go back and recreate and redo, man. One of the best times of my life. Let me ask you.
I still know how to flip a pizza. I was making pizza with my kids. I was like, watch this.
Yep.
And they're like, wow, how did you do that? I'm like, I made pizza at Celebration Station.
Mm-hmm. I do that too. Not with the, nowadays I go, sometimes I go with the cauliflower crust. You can't really do it with that, but sometimes when I get the regular crust, I do like to show off from time to time, go back and, show my experience, show my skills of what we did at Celebration Station, man. As far as we mentioned Nick and Doug, man, you've stayed in contact with them?
I try to. Last time I saw Nick is in Kenya, I think. I saw it on his Facebook or was it Instagram, one of the two. He's doing all right over there. Doug, I think he's on East Coast now. We just chat every once in a while. Just seeing what's up.
Okay. Yeah, so I know for sure Nick, like you mentioned, he's in Kenya. Actually, that is a destination I would love to visit, man. I had Nick number too, man. I wonder if he has the same number, but whenever I'm ready to make that move to go to Africa, I'm definitely gonna reach out to him.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope Doug is doing well. I know you mentioned that you chat with him from time to time. But tell us about your journey, man. As I mentioned, oh, you know what? So we mentioned Celebration Station. We mentioned Nimitz. Did you do the vacuum cleaner gig as well with us, or you wasn't around?
Kirby vacuums, man. Of course.
Okay.
Kirby vacuums, man. That was a horrible job. I didn't make any money. I think I owed more money.
I think I imagine you did maybe a few presentations, but probably didn't close the sale.
I sold like 3 maybe. I didn't. To me, it was a scheme, man. They made us pay for like those vacuums that we were giving away, even though we didn't sell it.
Yeah, that was
like, really. I was like only like 17.
Yep.
But you know what? That taught me how to talk in public. That job taught me how to like stand in front of people and to give a speech or a presentation fearlessly and I really appreciate that part of it. Everything else, nah.
Right. I can dig that. Yeah, that was one of my takeaways from it as well. It definitely helps with public speaking, sales, that type
Yeah.
stuff. Especially with us being young at that time, that was probably one of the few opportunities where we had to do that.
Mm.
But yeah, it's definitely good for that. But like you said, other than that, man, I think I might have did like, and I probably worked there for like maybe a month, and I did like maybe 3 or 4 presentations. You know, it was hard. It was hard enough to get in people's houses. You know, they didn't want us to come in their house.
They don't want us to come in.
Right, right. So, so from there, we mentioned that, you know, Celebration Station, we got that history, Nimitz, Kirby. Walk us through the rest of your journey, man, from, you know, from high school to that through college and where you are now.
Yeah. So after high school, I got accepted to Texas Tech. I majored in marketing, graduated in '02. Horrible time because 9/11 just happened a couple months ago. So I couldn't. It was difficult. I couldn't find like a, a career move, And I was working at a container store off 1960. That's a great job too. I love that job. But then, like, it just hit me, like my mom and stepdad and everything just talking to me about going back to school for nursing. One, because I'm Filipino. If you don't know Filipinos, they're all nurses. It's just a it's like a family business for us to be in nursing. So I went to North Harris, or what is it? What's it called now? Lone Star College,
Lone Star College.
and I got all my
Yep.
prerequisites done, and I got accepted to nursing school in New York. So I went there and met my wife, who was also going to nursing school. Lived in New York for a couple years, and then she twisted my arm to go to San Diego. And yeah, we stopped. We went to California. We worked in a town called Bakersfield, which is very much like Texas. It's very, very rural, but they paid for our student loans. After a couple years there, we moved to San Diego, and here we are now.
Okay, okay. So you're in nurse. You mentioned, you know, Filipinos or known for, is that like your family, you besides yourself, you have nurses in your family or
Oh
just
yeah.
Filipinos in general?
No, there's a comic. His name is Jokoi. I don't know if you heard of him. He like did the Emmys I think a couple years ago, and he got booed
You
off.
said
But
Joe
anyway,
Coy?
Jokoi.
Yeah, I've
He
heard
makes
of him.
jokes about it all the time. How Filipinos are nurses. It's just one of those things. This is just how Filipinos immigrated to the U.S.
Okay.
They got visas to be to the nurses, and then because there was a nursing shortage, so they opened up the immigration for Filipinos or really anybody to do nursing, but it was mostly just Filipinos because Filipinos speak English. That's just one of their national languages. So a lot of them immigrated to America because of that. Um, yeah, and I have two sisters that are nurses, cousins that are nurses. You know, a lot. Like everybody's one of those, and everybody just convinced me. So I did floor nursing for a couple years. I did the OR. I did a little tiny bit of ER, mostly like recovery room and stuff. And then when I was there, the all the charge nurses and stuff. This is right before like electronic health records started. So like all the health records were written on paper, not on the computer, and they're transitioning to the computer. So then they kept pushing me towards it. They're like, hey, you know computers, right? You could be the in between person between the nursing floor and the computer side. So I said, okay, and I didn't know that was an actual career. It's called informatics. So I got my master's in informatics, and now I work in informatics here in San Diego, and I love it.
Cool, cool. Okay, yeah, that's good, man. You're in nursing. You mentioned your family, man. You met the love of your life. I love what you're doing online. As I mentioned at the beginning, that you're active online with your family. Your kids are thriving, man. Tell us about your kids, man. What they're, I know, you got, is it Artie and Sophia?
Yeah, Artie is uh 14 going on 15 this July, and Sophia is 11 going on 12 this September. So yeah, they're about 3 years apart. Um, Neither of them look like me. They're both their mom's twin.
Mm. Okay, okay.
I always joke about it. I mean, if it wasn't for like if it wasn't for like my nose that my son has, I'd be like, Who'd you come from?" Because he doesn't look like me at all. Like I'm Asian. None of the kids have Asian eyes. I'm like, what happened? Why don't either of you have Asian eyes? It's just pretty funny. Me and my wife laugh about that all the time.
You know what I think about, of course you got pictures of them online. So yeah, I guess, I was about to say Artie resembles you a little bit, but I guess it is the nose. And definitely Sophia
Just
does
the
look
nose.
like her mom.
Sophia
So,
looks like my wife. She looks like
mhm,
wait. She doesn't look because it's weird because my wife is half Ethiopian, half Mexican, right? But
mhm,
she looks very Ethiopian. But my daughter doesn't look Ethiopian. She looks like Hispanic. But then when
gotcha.
she's next to my wife, she looks just like my wife, but she doesn't look like African at all. So it's kind of funny when we're all together.
Yeah, one of those things. But yeah,
Like when we go out
nonetheless,
to
man,
stores and stuff. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, man, but nonetheless, man, you got a beautiful family, man. You're
Thank
an
you.
outstanding
You too.
dad. As I mentioned, I saw what you're doing. I saw what you've been doing online with the family and the kids thriving, and you and Mahogany, you're definitely doing a great job with them. You mentioned that me and you connected here in Texas. You eventually went to Texas Tech. From there, you met Mahogany in New York. She talked you into going to or moving to. You mentioned Bakersfield, San Diego, rather.
Yeah, we went to
Um,
San Diego, but we stopped in Bakersfield.
right, right. I got you, got you. And something we was talking about, man. I wanted you to talk about, as far as Texas culture versus California culture. Something that you asked me about, and we talked about connecting when you came to Texas. We was talking about barbecue spots, right?
No,
So
yeah.
tell me some of the barbecue spots that you went to while you visited Texas the last couple of times.
The main the best one I went to is either Blacks in Austin or Truth in Houston. Those were very, very good. I mean, barbecue's always been big. Like, we grew up around barbecue, being in Texas, and they even had it like you could get barbecue at the corner store,
Yep.
but it was never as big as it is now. Like it's a phenomenon now, and I don't remember barbecue being as good as it is right now. It's kind of
Hmm.
like barbecue's at like the highest level it could be right now. Um, yeah, because remember, like back in the day, we just had like Luther's.
Yep.
What else is another one? Another one was like Spring Creek, and just a couple spots, but nothing like gigantic how it is now.
Yeah, like you mentioned, something that's like, more localized, not really franchise. You mentioned Blacks. I've been to Blacks. They are definitely one of the best that I've had. I have
Yeah.
not been to Truth, which um, I plan on visiting Truth very soon because I've been really just been yearning to go to Truth. I've heard some good things about Truth. There's a few others, man. Next time y'all down here, and me and you will try to connect. Gatlin's is a personal favorite of mine. Gatlin, I love Gatlin's barbecue.
Good.
I
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, I recommend Gatlin's. I've told people if they ask me, "Hey, what's a good barbecue spot?" and I've been to a number of them. Gatlin's is undefeated for me. Like
Really?
I've never had a bad piece of meat. Every single thing I've gotten from them is good.
What do you get there?
I've gotten the wings. I've gotten the barbecue sandwiches. I've gotten their breakfast. My wife is eating their baked potatoes, brisket, ribs. I mean, you name it.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, another place, Gatlin's is for sure. Gatlin's, I feel like doesn't get enough love because I see some of these top barbecue spots in Texas and maybe even Houston. And Gatlin's is like I've seen Gatlin's on a few lists, But it's like I've heard some other barbecue spots. I'm like, man, no, Gatlin's got them. Um,
You're making me excited. I want to go try it now.
yeah, Gatlin's. I'm trying to think of the one that's in Acres Home. It's one in Acres Home. I cannot think of it right now, but they're pretty good as well.
Let's go there. Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm down.
yeah. The one in Acres Home is really good. I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, we'll definitely connect and we'll have to.
Yeah, we're on a barbecue tour. You could blog it. You
Yeah,
go and we'll. I'm the California guy coming in, and then we could go and try it.
right, right. How
Because there's
does
no
the
barbecue in California. None.
Oh, okay. I was just about to ask you that. How does it compare to Texas, California barbecue in Texas?
None. I mean, the idea of barbecue is ribs, like pork ribs, and like it's a meat cut of meat called tri-tip. We never had that in Texas. It's I don't even know where it's what part of the cow it's from, but it's like a roast, but you eat it like a steak, and they smoke it, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good cut of meat, but it's nothing like brisket, which is like cooked for 12 hours. And I've tried a lot of brisket here. I mean, there's one place that was really good. The name escapes me. It's I don't know, but it's a little north of San Diego, and that's really the only place that I thought was pretty good. Other than that, it's kind of mediocre. So that's why I save my appetite for when I come to Texas, or I cook it myself. I had to make myself learn how to make barbecue because I missed it so much that I had to learn how to make brisket. And it's
Okay,
all right, but it's no Texas.
for sure, for sure. So let me ask you that as far as barbecue, how do you prepare? You use like propane, charcoal, what they got the pellet grill?
No, no, I have I have a Weber kettle, which is just a normal, those normal dome things, and then there's a
Yep,
ring that you put on top of it, and then put the lid on top, so
yep,
that it could make like a little smoker. I don't want to pay like because I know I tried looking at other some places so I could just get a custom pit made from Texas. They're
hmm,
like $3,000. And I said,
yeah,
what?
yeah, man,
So I found a website that you could hack Weber kettles so that you could make decent barbecue. But yeah, I use charcoal, and then I get blocks of oak, and I put it into charcoal. I just do the standard 225 brisket, fat side up for I don't know until it hits around 160, and then I wrap it and then cook it until it gets to be like 200, and it's pretty okay. It's not anywhere close to like Blacks or Truth, but it's edible for me.
for sure. Yeah, that's the same method that I use pretty much. I don't know if you recall the old Smoky, that thing is still around. And
Oh yeah,
and
is
you
that still around?
yep, yeah, I still use that because as you mentioned, the prices on some of these pits, man, they are, they're out of there. So it's like I just stick with my old Smoky. I use the charcoal. My family and I, we just barbecued on Memorial Day, and that's what I did. I broke out the Smoky. I did the charcoal, and I don't know what else you use. Maybe you use lighter fluid, but I got a tip online. Instead of lighter fluid, I use olive oil, and that worked out pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it worked. It beats using lighter fluid because with them chemicals
Yeah, it's a lot of
getting to your
chemicals.
food. But it worked out pretty good, man. Like the fire, it was smoking. It stayed smoking. The fire stayed up, and I used my wood and my charcoal and all that good stuff. And all we really did was burgers and sausage.
Mm.
But I would definitely use it for like ribs and that type stuff, brisket and that. But yeah, that's my go-to now. I use olive oil instead of lighter fluid. That's what I'm gonna start doing.
Don't tell anybody, but I'm considering getting a pellet grill. All you have to do is turn it on, set the temperature, put
Yep.
your meat on there, and it's done. I'm
Right.
I'm I'm too old to sit down next to the fire and check the temperature every 10 minutes. I'm good. I'm not competing. all I want to do is eat. So just get me a pellet grill. Let me throw my brisket and ribs on there and give it 12 hours and it should be done.
Yep. The pellet grill, the prices actually went down. I was looking at that. I want to say the pellet grills are pretty reasonable now. I want to say
Yeah.
they're under like maybe $700, $800 now.
Yeah. For a
So I
good
mean
one, it's about
that's not
700.
bad compared to what they was. I know my best friend when he got his pellet grill, I think it was well over 1,500. So at the
Well,
time.
it's not 3,000, so it's not too bad.
Right. So yeah, man. Again, I just wanted to catch up with you, man, and just wanted to acknowledge you, man, and just saying that you're doing a great job. You're a good dude. Appreciate your support
Hey,
throughout all
man.
this time, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Whatever, dude. I'm free for the rest of the night. We could talk about like how we used to lock Jeremy in the freezer at Celebration Station and we can talk about anything, man.
Yeah. One thing I did want to bring up, man. I know you are into. Do you What is your perspective on multiple streams of income? Because I know that you do a few things with that as well.
So I'm a really conservative investor. Uh just because you look how crazy the stock market is. It shoots up and it goes down, shoots up and goes down. So I like my main investments are index funds. So I do a total market index fund, a total market bond, international index, and international bond, and that's it. That's it. Oh, and with like 5% of my yearly income, I invest in gold,
Okay.
gold coins, just different things like that. Just because it shot up. Like I bought gold when it was, I think 1,000, maybe even under, maybe 800 or 1,000, and now it's like $5,000 for an ounce. So I made some good money there, and then but it's not like they say it's not your money until you cash it in. So I haven't cashed anything in, so it's I'm just keeping it until you need it and stuff. But yeah, like I read a book called um, the something investor, savvy investor, or something like that, and another book by John Bogle, who founded Vanguard. And the best they tested things over the years, and they said the best investment you could do is just index funds. Just follow an
Mm,
index and leave it alone. Don't do mutual funds because mutual funds you pay too much in fees, and don't do individual stocks because it's too risky. I mean,
yeah.
I know some people who invested in stocks and they're rich, but you can't tell which stock is going to be the next big one. So it's
Right.
called get rich slow, and you just invest in index funds, get your like 10% a year, and just keep letting it grow.
And as far as you basically deal with financial services index funds. What's the ideal time to kind of take that? I guess my question about that is you leave your investment in the index funds. At what point should one cash out on that? If that makes any sense.
Yeah. So I have different investment funds. One of them is my 401k that I go through work, and then I don't touch that until I'm retired. And then
Hmm.
with any extra money I have, I just put it in like a normal like investment account. So I don't have that much in my normal investment account. All my money's in my 401k and my Roth, and all of them are just index funds. I don't do anything fancy. I don't do. I'm boring. All I have to do is not spend money, and invest every dime that I can, so that I could retire. Because
Sure.
people, it sucks, man. People have to, especially during COVID, people have to cash out their 401ks. So yeah, it's tough now. So save as much as you can.
Yeah, man, it's amazing you mentioned that because it's like people invest their money in their 401k and some have done it in Roth IRAs with the hopes of not only retiring but being comfortable during retirement. And it's unfortunate because I see some people who they're retired, but then they'll go back to the workforce because, something happened with their investments. They wasn't smart or whatever the case may be. But that's one of the unfortunate things I've seen over time. So yeah, you definitely want to, put yourself in a position where you can be comfortable during retirement. You don't want to have to return back to work if you don't necessarily have to. So I'm definitely going to keep that in mind. That's something that I'm working on right now too. I have a 401k, the Roth IRA. That's I don't have one of those, but I definitely wanted to get one of those. But I was just kind of picking your brain because I was trying to figure out what you do. I'm working on putting myself in a better position in regards to
Oh, I'm boring, man. My investments
investment.
are boring.
Hey, but hey, you're positioning yourself though.
It's called live poor, retire rich. That's the idea.
That's the
I only
concept.
if I didn't have bills, the ideal thing is because both me and my wife work is to just live off one of our incomes and completely invest the other one.
Mm,
But we can't do that because it's expensive here in California. So we try to invest as much as we can doing it. And plus, like, I don't want. I'm trying to save as much for the kids' college just because I'm still paying for my degrees. I still have to pay for that. Um, so yeah, I'm still trying to save for both of that and retire at the same time. But that's tough. California's expensive.
right.
It's expensive for a reason. Um, but it's expensive. No joke.
Yeah, you said not a good reason. I would imagine California. I always tell people I went to California in '96, man, and the cost of living at that time it was up there because I used gas prices for example. I always tell people '96, the gas price here in Texas was like 89 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
In California, it was like 4.30. I'm like, I remember going to California. I was like, man, I'm a hit the what I'm saying, hit the
It's
beaches
six
and
dollars now.
yeah, I'm at yeah, but
The
that,
thing is, even though gas is $6, minimum wage is like 15. So
in California,
yeah, minimum wage in California is like 15. And like if you work at like In and Out or something, you'll get like 20. Or McDonald's, you get like 20 something dollars. So it's not that bad. The thing is, if you live here, don't count on living a lush life. Like super nice house, super nice cars. Everything's just normal. Like we drive an 2013 SUV and a Prius, and our house is 3 bedroom. So, I mean, on paper, it sounds good because both of us are in the medical field, but in reality, we just live a normal, very boring life with occasional vacations.
hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. I
No,
mean, that's
I'm
the way
fine with
you
it,
got to
man.
live. Um, hey, I commend you. I salute you, man. I don't know, because I work at Costco, so I know. I mean, I'm making like about $30 an hour. I'm pretty sure I can probably do. I probably would live okay in California, but I wouldn't want to. I'd rather stay in Texas. So
Mm.
California can have it. So that cost of living is something else out there. That's a whole
It
nother
is,
beast out there.
but man, I love it here so much. It's 70 degrees every day.
Mhm.
The coldest it gets is like 50. Hottest it gets is only for 2 weeks. It could be like 110, but it's only for 2 weeks. After that, it gets back down, and I don't know, man. It's home for me now. Every time I go to Houston, once I get off that plane, I feel that humidity. I'm like, oh man, I'm not used to this. This isn't.
Right.
Or I feel the mosquito. There's no mosquitoes here. It's weird. There's no
Mm.
bugs that bite you. There's no mosquitoes here. Like, yeah, you can sit outside on the backyard and not get bit by any mosquitoes at night. It's weird. It's just little things like that where I'm like, man, this is nice.
Yeah. Well, I know San Diego. I've heard some great things about San Diego, especially the weather. As you
Yeah.
mentioned, I want to visit San Diego at some point as well because I've heard some good things about San Diego.
Yeah, come on up.
Yeah, the closest I've gotten to San Diego is San Jose. Is not too far from there, right?
Oh, that's far.
Is it far from San Diego?
Yeah, it's like 6 hours north,
Oh,
eight
okay,
hours north,
okay,
something like that. Yeah, it's in
okay.
North
Got you.
Cal.
I
I don't
guess I
want to live
just assumed.
anywhere else in California either. I just want to stay in San Diego. I don't like LA. LA's nuts, man. I don't. I have no desire to go to LA, except for like hopefully my kids get into UCLA or USC. Then I'll have to visit them. But that's the only time I ever want to go to LA.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to
It's
San Francisco. I don't want to go to anywhere else. I just want to stay here, and I'm good.
okay. So from that, I guess San Diego is not as busy as LA.
No, not at all. Not at
Okay.
all. People here are like, "Oh, it's getting to be like LA." I'm like, you've never been to LA. LA's nuts. You don't move for like 4 hours in the highway. It's incredible. I don't know how people live there.
So it's still like that because I mentioned I went to California in '96 and I went to LA and
Hmm.
we were stuck at that airport, bruh. I want to say at least 2 hours. We was trying to get out of there to get to I think it was Buena Park was a city,
Oh, Buena
and we
Park.
was
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
we was in just in front of the airport itself for 2 hours. And I guess one of my fun memories, I met Bone Thugs and Harmony while I was out there, so that was a pretty cool experience.
What? That's
Yep.
dope.
Yeah, they was pretty cool too, man. They was just, I guess they felt like they wasn't going anywhere, so they were just kind of chilling outside the airport. And I happened to have the E1999 Eternal CD. I was
Yeah.
listening to that CD on the airplane, and they signed the cover for me. So
Oh, nice.
so that was a pretty cool experience. So yeah,
Want to hear my funny story about getting something signed?
yeah.
So me and
Here
Doug
we
were at the
go.
Galleria, right? And we see Nate Morris from Boys to Men at Kenneth Cole. And Doug starts running. He starts running. And he goes, "Hey, that's Wanye." And he's like, "Hey, Wanye." I'm like, Doug, that ain't Wanye. He goes, "Wanye, Wanye, hey." And then his bodyguards start like going in front of us. And I'm like, "Oh my God, that's not Wanye, dude. What are you doing?" And I'm like, "That's Nate." And he goes, Nate, can I get your autograph?" And he's like, "For sure." And then we get like a business card from Kenneth Cole. And then we, just let him sign like here you go. And then we didn't have a pen because who carries a pen? And then just
Yeah.
we're like, "Somebody get us a pen!" Doug is freaking out, dude. He's like, "Somebody, I need a pen! Hurry up!" And then this lady's like digging in her purse. And Doug's like, "Hurry up, hurry up!" And I'm like, "Doug, that's his like wife or something. You can't just be yelling at her like that." And he got a pen and
Yeah.
signed it, and I put it in front of my Boyz II Men CD. But yours is much better, man. They signed the actual CD.
Yeah. Doug, man, that dude there. I knew it was quite a story when you mentioned Doug, man. That dude there. He's something else.
Doug is something else.
He got the man name. So like he thought it was one member of Boys the Men, but it was the other one. That's
Yeah, he,
crazy.
he thought it was. He just kept calling him Wanya. I'm like, "That's not Wanya. That's Nate." I'm like, they look totally different. I don't understand how you could mix them up.
Yeah. What year was that? Round about what year?
Oh man, it's probably about 98, maybe 97,
Oh,
98, 96, somewhere around there. 96 to 98. Was I in Lubbock yet? No, no, no. It was probably around 96, 97. I was still in Houston.
okay, so that might have been their so they was probably in between their first and second album at the time.
Yeah, it was. No, it was. I think two just came out.
Okay.
That's the name of the album, right? Two.
This yeah, the second one, yeah, two.
The second one, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think it just came out or a couple of months. Did we go
Yeah.
to any concerts together? I remember us going to concerts.
Ooh,
Did we go to Chocolate Town for Swisher House?
if you did, me and you probably rode together because I was in Chocolate Town pretty much every weekend.
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
so
that because I remember I was like the only Asian dude there.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you had to be.
I was the only Asian dude there, and I remember we saw Paul Wall, and that's the first time I ever saw Paul Wall, and I'm like, he's white. What
Mm. You remember
and
some
we're like,
acts you saw out of Chocolate Town?
say it again.
You remember any what groups or acts did you see out of Chocolate Town?
Just God, I just remember we always went there when Swisher House was there,
Okay.
and I remember there's a guy outside that sold boudin, and I used to always like wait for him to be done because I used to love that. I used to love it so much. I'm like, yeah, let me get one.
Boudin
That was
Man.
such
Boo
a good
boo boo
time.
Boudin Man.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah.
remember I went with Nick once, and then he asked for a drink, and I wasn't 21 yet, but I had a band because somebody gave me a wristband,
Mm-hmm.
and then he goes, "Here, have some," and I took a big old gulp of it, and then I almost died because it was like 151. And I'm like,
151.
why would you drink this straight? What's wrong with you? And at that very moment, a cop runs over, and he's looking at my hand because I have the cup, and I go like this because I had the band on, and he goes, okay, whatever. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
man, we had good times. I
Yeah,
tried to tell my
buddy.
wife because my wife didn't do anything like that. She just went to school. She's a good girl. She just went to school and went home and studied.
Yeah.
That's it.
To each his own, to each his own. But yeah, Chocolate Town. I was, as I mentioned, I was in there pretty much every weekend. A lot of times UGK would do
Oh,
a
that's
UGK was there like at least once a month. And I was like up
that's
in there
right.
every time UGK was on stage, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that now. Man, that was a long
Hmm.
time ago. Man, that was a
Yeah,
fun club.
UGK, Ice Cube, one time he came through there.
I didn't see him. I remember I vaguely remember UGK, but I remember Swisher House all the
Yep.
time. I just remember them there all the time.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had somebody performing or they was promoting. Yeah, somebody whether it was Paul Wall, Lil Mario, Slim Thug, somebody was there from Swisher House. But yeah, those were the
Yeah.
good old days, man. You
Oh, for that club being as hood as it is, there was no drama. I
right.
don't remember. I barely remember any drama. People just people just hung out. It was
Yeah.
a good place.
Yeah. For sure. I don't recall anything either, man. We just went in and we had a
Yeah.
time, man, and just chilled out. We did what we did. It was
And
it
then
was
ate
an
boudin.
experience. Yeah, man, it was an experience, man. One of those, one of the best times of our lives.
That's It's one of the times that I want to rewind time to go back, just to hang out with all of y'all again. That
Yeah,
was
for
fun.
sure. You mentioned Chocolate Town. Did you go to any other clubs back in the day? Like, because I remember there was Oasis, there was Maker, Carrington.
I went wherever. I went wherever. I don't remember the names. I remember the only names I remember off Richmond was like T Town
T Town, yep.
and Oasis. I remember Oasis. I remember T Town. But
Yep.
I just remember we went to Chocolate Town a lot.
Yep. Yeah, with it
And
being on the outside of town.
yeah, that was a great time. I like these are like we probably met more famous people that we didn't even know was famous because people just hung out at Chocolate
Yep.
Town, like because it was a cool place.
Right. Yep. Yes indeed. Yes indeed. Well, I'm trying to think, man. Like I said, I appreciate you accepting the invitation. It's been cool, fun chopping it up
Of
with
course,
you. Yeah, man. And as I mentioned before, man, keep up the great work with your family and
you
best of
too,
luck
man.
to you on your career and all
We'll
that
do
good
this again
stuff, man.
sometime.
Yeah, we
I enjoyed
should,
it.
man. We should.
I miss talking to you. You know, you're funny. You're my boy.
Yeah, for sure. And that's another thing, man. It's great to connect with you after all this time. We kind of mentioned, we stayed connected throughout the years, but
Yeah,
online, we went from Nimitz Celebration Station to MySpace. We was connected with MySpace for a while, and then Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, it's definitely good, chatting with you, connecting with you, man. So
Yeah.
I would definitely do this
Good.
again.
All right, bro.
All right, man. I'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
All right. Later.